Hey, how's it going? This is Billy Hoosh, and I'm here with a review for this movie here that I got on 4K Blu-ray, Sangre. This is a film by one of my favorite directors, Alejandro Jodorowsky. You may have heard that name, Jodorowsky, from the documentary Jodorowsky's Doom. He was one of the directors that was originally picked to make the film Dune that David Lynch afterwards made. He's one of my favorite directors because he really uses a lot of symbolism and his films are very stunning and distinct with the set designs, the casting, the subject matter, very much an auteur, authoristic filmmaker. And he uses a lot of circus freaks kind of characters in his films because he was in a circus when he was younger. He was part of an acting troupe and in circuses and stuff like that. I guess El Topo was his first film, not his first film, but his first major film that John Lennon from the Beatles saw it, and he got him funding to make Holy Mountain. That was one of my first Alejandro Jodorowsky films that I watched, was Holy Mountain, and that got me on board. I hope that comes out in 4K, so please support this and buy more of his movies so he does transfer them to 4K. Now, this film was put out by Severin, which is a small studio that releases select horror films. So this is a horror film he made. And essentially, this is Jodorowsky's Psycho, I would say. This is very much similar in themes to the film Psycho. It's about a young magician who works for his family's circus in Mexico. And his father is this guy, kind of looks like Bam Margera in his later years. He's supposed to be an American character. He's from America, and he runs the circus. He does hypnotism and knife tricks. His wife is also a trapeze artist, but also is a leader of a cult, basically, that they worship Santa Sangre. And the main character, the magician, Phoenix, he unfortunately witnesses some fucked up childhood trauma, and that leads to him becoming a serial killer. So it's a very, very interesting film. There are some scenes in it that you're like, no way this would ever be filmed or allowed to be made nowadays, or even able to be made in the States. Some stuff in there is just incredible. I mean, even though it's a horror movie, I was bursting out laughing. There's a lot of humor in this film, like there usually is in Alejandro Jodorowsky films, and just the meticulous set design, the casting of these incredible, I would say they're non-actors. Casting them together, these scenes with hundreds of people, how this was put together and made, you really do appreciate the craft of this film. And it's just so out there that I watched this, when I got this 4K release, I ended up watching it 2 nights in a row. And I can't get enough of it. I love the film in itself. Originally I did watch the HD version of it, but the 4K version of it, the transfer is really, really juicy. The colors, Jodorowsky's, all his films, color is just it takes high importance. So this looks great on a 4K display. Maybe there's 2 scenes, maybe at the beginning, the first part of the opening act with this eagle. You can see that it was a film that was quite blown up, and it gets a bit grainy. And the last scene is a little bit grainy, but the rest of it is just picture perfect. It looks like I explained in a previous video, looks like a time machine. This film came out in 1989, so it's not incredibly old, but it's amazing. The only, I guess, sound, it's got a decent sound track here. I mean, it comes with It comes with English. It comes with Spanish. You can see some of the dubbing. They're speaking in English, but they had to dub on top of it over again, probably for enunciation and stuff like that, which kind of adds to the whole eerie, campy aspect of it. But the only gripes I could say is the dialogue channel. Some of the dialogue, you could tell it may have been recorded at a lower quality. There's a lot of there's a few parts where the sibilance is, because I was playing this film cranked. The music is amazing in it. The music is just, yeah, I love the music in this film. It's got a lot of like Latin music going on there, and lots of dancing in this film. If you like Day of the Dead and kind of like that kind of festivals and stuff like that, this definitely has it. But yeah, there was times where some of the dialogue had extra sibilance to it, and I'm sure that they did not want to touch clean up the dialogue so much, because then it would be editing and overstepping what the original was all about. But the picture is amazing, and don't get me wrong, the sound is still fine for this film. Other parts of the film, I do talk about casting. He casts amazingly. All his films, it's just, where does he find these people? I have no clue. The only thing I didn't like, one of the characters, Alma, I think her name was Alma. She has the white makeup on her face. I really liked her character as young Alma, because she's a deaf and mute character, and she looked like a China doll. Basically, her face was all painted white because she was part of the circus act. She had a distinct look to her face, but who he casted for the older version of Alma looked way off. That was my only issue with the film, is that the casting for her, she doesn't look like her counterpart. Whereas Jodorowsky is known to always cast his family members. That's another thing I love about this director. He always casts his kids. He casts his kids to be in the film. And the main character is Phoenix, is his son. Both of them. The young version of Phoenix from the flashback is one of his sons, and then the older version that you see right here on the cover art here, that's his son as well. So they look exactly the same. One of my favorite characters, the pimp in this movie, apparently that's one of Jodorowsky's, I believe, his kid. He has the same last name, but he passed away in 1995. So rest in peace. He will be immortalized in this movie. Yeah, I can't talk enough about this film. I love this film, but I'm a big fanboy of Jodorowsky movies, and I hope more of these films come to 4K, because his films definitely deserve that restoration. They're a sight to see. They're definitely a feast. They're a feast for the eyes. So I'll give you guys some more shots of the actual package of what's inside of this, because it's really good. It came with a lot of extra discs, and the art inside of this is amazing. They also gave me a couple of bonuses. They gave me a bunch of postcards, I guess, that were they're basically production stills as postcards. And Severin was nice enough to throw in a couple of stickers as well. So this is good stuff, guys. I highly recommend this film. If you're a fan of horror movies, if you're a fan of super trippy, crazy films that you won't see anywhere else, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And this guy is really a filmmaker, as in he uses visual language to tell the tale. So I highly recommend Santa Sangre. I would give this release a 9 out of 10, mainly because just my two gripes with it is the sound. The vocal track could have been a little bit better, but I don't know what they were dealing with the source material. But this is an excellent film for anyone that's a horror fan or just a fan of oddities and crazy, crazy stuff. So that's me, Billy Hoosh. Thank you very much for watching this review. Once again, I appreciate if you can subscribe and hit that bell notification. Let me know in the comments if there's any other films you want to recommend, or what is your favorite Jodorowsky movie. Are there any other films that you consider really crazy and trippy, like a John Waters film? I honestly haven't seen any John Waters films. I like David Lynch a lot, but let me know down in the comments what's the craziest film you've seen. Anyways, take care. Appreciate you.